When I was born, I think I was born with a rod and reel in my hand because that's all I wanted to do was fish. And when I was real young, I was jumping off the end of the Kailua Pier and swimming out to my dad's dinghy and fishing in the bay. I believe I was born at the perfect time. Marlin fishing was just really taking off. There were big fish everywhere. My dad in 1954 had caught a 1,002-pound blue marlin that became the world's record. So that was the start of it. And when I was 8, I was out with my mom and dad and we hooked this Grander, and it stuck in my head forever. And I wanted to catch one bigger and actually catch that one. We lost that one after 9 hours. I've been lucky enough in my career of sports fishing to land some really, really big fish. I fished pretty much all over the world, caught Granders in Australia, caught Granders here. My biggest to date is 1,400 pounds. So I'm in my 50th year, and I look forward to fishing every day. I've had 3 fish on that I can honestly say that were over the biggest fish that I've caught, 1,400 pounds. One of the battles lasted 23 hours. Unfortunately, that fish went down, and we were getting it up. It was stuck in a subsurface current, and the 130 Amalon couldn't take it, and we ended up breaking that fish off. But that was a huge fish. I say that fish rivaled Cornelius' Troy 1805 easily. So I've seen some big ones out there, so every day I go out with anticipating catching another Grander. Yeah, every day waking up, I grab my cup of coffee and look out on the ocean to see what it's going to be like. Will this be the one today? Or this one? Stay home, be a good boy today. Yeah. All right. Every morning I come by and say, great fish, grant us one more. Yeah, every day leaving the house, I walk by the 1,400 pounder and get in the truck, and on the way down, I'm thinking about how the day is going to go. You never know if it's going to be a 100 pounder or 1,500 pounder or a 2,000 pounder. You just never know. This drive never gets old. Here's what we get today. This is the Marlin Magic. This is a 57 Spencer that we got a little over 3 years ago. Found this boat in Puerto Rico. She's been fishing with me now, what, 19? A little over 19 years. And she's seen a lot of big fish. So she captures everything that happens behind this boat, and she's one of the best in the world at it. She wouldn't tell you. She wouldn't tell you that, but she is. Everybody else says it too. So here's some highlight shots. That fish I let go, we called it 950. It was probably well over $1,000. Let that one go at 950 also.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at the girth coming all the way back to the anal fin.
Incredible.
Yeah. How's that one?
Beautiful fish. Oh.
Yeah, and Carol's going to be shooting tomorrow. These are all Lynne photos. Yeah. Hopefully, we run across one of these beauties tomorrow and the next day. Kevin Hibbard's pretty good luck when he fishes with me.
Awesome. You have some history with him too, huh?
Oh yeah, he used to run one of my boats, and he'd crew with me every once in a while. Here's some classic stuff in this album. Here's the biggest I've ever caught, 1,400 pounder. Oh. And today is Cinco de Mayo Day. 35 years ago to the few hours I caught this fish.
Wow.
How's that? Cinco de Mayo Day. Yeah, a lot of great history in this old album. Back when we used to gaff a lot of fish, but we let them go now. There's pulling the 1,400 pounder through the door.
Wow. Now, what if it doesn't fit? Do you have to cut the whole digger?
If it doesn't fit, you drag them in.
Wow.
Yeah. Drag them in. Got screws down there. Say hi. On this island, you could only buy a few different, only like 2 or 3 lure makers unless you ran just metal jets. And I didn't like the way the lures ran, so started shaping my own lures.
Marlin lives right up the street from me, so we got to be friends and then hung out while he was making lures. Marlin was making lures all along. His dad was making lures with shell too. The lure shapes were pretty basic. This is 45, 50 years ago. This is a long time ago. So we started innovating. Marlin had a lot of ideas because he was already making lures and fishing all the time. And I had a lot of really good equipment so I could work lures fast. In the old days, they cut them with a hacksaw, hand sanded them, so I had, modern lapidary equipment. And so we started creating a lot of different shapes, one-offs, hand lathing, trying them, passing them out, seeing how they worked. And so we refined our techniques, but also different shapes. Now they've become pretty much standards.
All I would have to do is call Gary with an idea to change a lure, like put more of a cut on the nose to make it more like a plunger, or like this lure right here, make the hips more bulbous to where it wiggled more. And so a lot of it was done really over the phone. And Gary got so good that he got it right away. So then all of a sudden it wasn't just Gary and I.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What's better than one hibby? 2 hibbies.
Parker.
Come on, goat. You gotta put that on a goat.
So Kevin used to work for me on the 43 footer.
It was radical. And then we go full circle, and now my boss bought the girl and back on her again.
Yeah, I was so
20 years later.
so stoked. Jay bought that boat.
Oh man.
Somebody that was willing to take care of it.
Most people that get on that boat nowadays, I give them the whole spiel, like, biggest fish on this boat, 1,400. This boat was built in 1966, and it's like the record stops.
What did you say?
Short bait.
I thought I had a mark right there.
Hello, I'm Marlin Parker's daughter, Jessie, one of 2 daughters. Growing up as his daughter has been amazing. Basically learned how to walk on a boat. I'll never forget, I think I was 4 years old because my mom was pregnant with my sister, and it's one of my earliest memories of being called to go down to the dock because Dad caught a really big one. And I remember staring up at this fish with all of our friends and family huddled around, and I didn't think it was real. If I had one word to describe my dad, it would be dedicated. I mean, he's spent more time trolling than probably any person on this planet, more time on the ocean than on land. He's missed some soccer games, he's missed out on a few things growing up, but now that I'm an adult, I can appreciate all of his hard work and all he did to support our family growing up.
So the thing about fishing with Captain Marlin is that I've learned early on is you don't want to make a bet with him when you're trying to target anything. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, fish or whatever, because somehow he just ends up being right.
Marlin Parker, the GOAT. If you're not super familiar with him or the legacy of, you know, his family and all of that has to do with lure fishing, it's pretty amazing how it kind of started. I mean, his dad was kind of like one of the main pioneers, you know, and growing up as a kid, like, you know, you might have been into like frickin', I don't even know, you know, some sports star or something, but if you were a fisherman, you're into like big blue marlin, like Marlin Parker was like the guy. And I remember when I first came to Kona, I was like scared of him. You know, it's like going and like playing in Yankee Stadium next to frickin' Mariano Rivera or something like that, you know what I mean? So you're like fishing in the same area and you're seeing what they're doing and you're seeing their catches. So you have to remember this was before social media. Now everybody looks cool because of Instagram and Facebook, and anyone can make themselves look pretty freaking cool. With all the technology, all the sonars, all the different things, how good our hooks are now, how good the line is. So like Marlin was doing the stuff way before that, you know, and his dad before that. And so there's like that giant legacy there. And like, man, there's a lot of good captains, but he's still the man over here. Like, he's still the guy getting it done.
I remember Marlin Parker when his first boat was the Islander on a sampan. We didn't have stainless steel hook, monofilament line. All we had was hand-downs, rusted hooks, 7-strand wire, no GPS,
no recorder,
no compass. We paddle out and we paddle in with a canoe. That's all we did. And looking at today with all this modern technology, I don't know how we did it, but we caught just as much fish and just as much bigger fish than we caught today. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm 85 years old now.
oldest captain in the harbor.
I'm the oldest captain in the harbor here. And Marlin Parker was parked next to me at the Islander. He remembered. I don't know what the memory he has, but he remembered.
This is the old shot of my dad with a 1,002 pounder, caught off Cocoa Head, 1954. This is Kewalo Basin. This is his boat in the background, the Mona H, that he ran for, oh, how many years? Probably 40 years. He was in Stanford University in the 30s, and he and a friend got yanked out of college because of the Depression. It was in 1932, 33, I think. And his good buddy that got yanked out of college at the same time decided to hop a freighter bound for Oahu. And he kept writing my dad these letters about unbelievable surf, white sand beaches, lots of employment, fishing's incredible. And so finally my dad couldn't take it any longer, so he jumped the freighter in 1935, came over with a Model A and drove around the island and said, I don't think I'm ever leaving this place. And so he started a little charter business out of Kewalo Basin, and it was mainly military R&R. So young men would go out there and he'd catch fish for them, and one day these 4 servicemen said, we hear that the fishing's really good on the Big Island. We want to try that out. Can we charter your boat for a week? And my dad heard that the fishing was really good on this island, so he said, sure. So they came over, they fished that week and hooked a bunch of big fish up and down the coast. And my dad actually watched the bombing of Pearl Harbor with a pair of binoculars, and he was a little afraid of continuing life on Oahu, and so that helped his decision to move to the Big Island. So in the late 40s, he moved to the Big Island, started a charter business here. In the old days, you had to go all the way back to Oahu to dry dock your boat. That's how he caught his 1,002-pound blue marlin. He was by himself when he caught that fish. Anyway, here's a shot of the boat up on dry dock, and he's cutting red rubber and a little bit of vinyl. And if you could see that right there, that's a lure made from a towel rack. And he would put a little bevel on it, slide a dowel through the tubing, and chop it off, hone down the back of the dowel for skirting. And that was his claim to fame on lures when he first started out. He caught a lot of fish on them. And he caught the 1,002-pounder on his towel rack lure. He saved that lure. He had it in his office up on the wall. The skirts were a little sticky, so I took those skirts off and put new rubber skirts on his style. And I brought it in the kitchen that morning we were gonna fish, and I said, can we take this out and try it again, see if we can get another big fish on it? And he goes, no, when you catch a 1,000-pounder on a lure, you keep it on your wall. That is a keepsake item. And so I have replicas. I said, yeah, but let's take this one out and try this one. And he said, no. And finally he said, okay, we'll see. So we got to take that lure out, and I grabbed that lure and I put it on the short rigger. It was a big lure for the short rigger. And we're coming in by pine trees, almost to the harbor, and the sun was, we were out there late. It was about like 5:30 already, and the sun was just starting to come down a little bit, and all of a sudden that short rigger went off in a giant explosion, and it was off to the races. I mean, I did everything I possibly could. I was actually pouring water on that Penn Senator. It was a 14-0 Penn Senator, and Dacron line, and we ended up snapping that lure off. And my dad looked at me and he said, what did I tell you? Those are keepsake lures, and you keep them on your wall. You bring them out here, and all good lures end up at the bottom of the sea. I'll never forget that, because a lot of my good lures ended up at the bottom of the sea. That's where it all started, right on this palm tree. They had a block and tackle right here. And my dad, Henry Chi, and a couple other guys would go out there, catch fish, come back around, bring their truck right in here, string the marlin up, and the people from the bar would come out and they would talk story about the fishing that day, and that's how they got their charters. It was an epic time. My dad had done it for 66 years. I'm going into my 50th year now, and I loved every minute of it. It's like my dad at 60 years or 62 years, I think I asked him, I go, do you still enjoy fishing? And he goes, what's there not to enjoy? And I feel the exact same way. Every day I love being out there. So hope it never ends.